So welcome guys to DCU Immortal Phantom. So I recently saw the Superman movie in HBO Max and also in theater when it was released. Now in recent post of James Gunn he post picture of Daily Planet and Man of Tomorrow first set up. Just like every DC fan, I am also very excited for the movie. Man of Tomorrow movie is going to be most anticipated movie of 2027 for me. I like every superhero and Superman movie, but one that stand up more is Lois Lane. Here are the reason why I believe she is better than her previous ones. Now I don't hate Amy as an actor but as a character. Since the moment Amy Adams first stepped into the role of Lois Lane in 2013, fans have been divided. Was she the intrepid reporter we deserved? Or just a plot device with a Pulitzer? Well, fast forward to 2026, and James Gunn's DC Universe has officially given us a new Lois Lane in Rachel Brosnahan. And the verdict is in. While the DCEU had its moments, the DCU's take on the world's most famous journalist is already proving to be the definitive version for a new generation. Today, we are breaking down the top 10 reasons why the DCU Lois Lane is officially better than the DCEU version. From comic accuracy to that undeniable spark, let's dive into why the Daily Planet star reporter is finally getting the respect she deserves. Number 1. The energy. Lois Lane is famously described as intrepid, but in the DCEU, Amy Adams often felt heavy. Her Lois was burdened by the grimdark tone of the Snyderverse. She was investigative, sure, but she lacked that fast-talking, get-out-of-my-way kinetic energy. Rachel Brosnahan's Lois brings back the punk rock reporter vibe. She's fast, she's sharp, and she has that relentless drive where she doesn't understand the word no. In the DCU, Lois feels like she's fueled by caffeine and a deadline, rather than just being a witness to a god's arrival. Number 2. Comic accuracy. For years, fans complained that the DCEU Lois didn't really look or feel like the Lois from the pages of All-Star Superman or the Golden Age. Rachel Brosnahan's casting was a win because she embodies the classic silhouette, dark hair, purple suits, and that trademark sass. James Gunn has made it clear that this Lois is heavily inspired by the comics where she isn't just Superman's girlfriend, she's his equal in her own field. She has the wit and the smartest person in the room vibe that defined the character for decades. Something that felt missing in the more somber DCEU. Number 3. The close chemistry. In the DCEU, Lois and Clark's relationship felt like it skipped several chapters. They met, he saved her, and suddenly they were the key to the entire universe. In the DCU, we actually see them working together as peers. Their chemistry is built on the banter of the newsroom. Brosnahan and David Corenswet have a dynamic that feels playful and grounded. It's not just a woman pining for a god. It's two journalists who challenge each other. The DCU understands that for us to care about the romance, we have to love the partnership first. Number 4. Breaking the Damsel cycle. Let's be real. The DCEU used Lois Lane as a literal save me button way too often. Whether she was falling off a building or being used as the key to stop a dark future, her character often felt like she existed just to give Superman something to do. In the DCU, Lois is the one uncovering Lex Luthor schemes through actual investigative work. She has her own agency. When she's in danger, it's usually because she's stepped into the line of fire to get the truth, not just because she's the hero's weakness. The newsroom dynamic. In the DCEU, the Daily Planet felt like a background set. Perry White and Jimmy Olsen were either barely there or, in Jimmy's case, killed off in the first 5 minutes of his debut. The DCU restores the Daily Planet family. Lois is part of a team with Jimmy and Perry, and her brilliance shines because we see her in her element. She is not a lone wolf, she's the leader of the pack. Seeing her mentor Jimmy Olsen and trade barbs with Perry White makes her feel like a real person with a real career, not just a side character in a superhero movie. Number 6. Humor. Amy Adams is a phenomenal actress, but the DCEU scripts didn't give her much room to be funny. Lois Lane should be witty. She should have a dry sense of humor that keeps Superman grounded. Brosnahan, coming off the marvelous Mrs. Maisel, is a pro at fast-paced comedic timing. This Lois is funny, sarcastic, and sharp. It makes her more likable and relatable. When she cracks a joke at Clark's expense, it's endearing, and it adds a layer of humanity that was often missing from the Man of Steel era. Number 7. She isn't just a symbol. In the Snyderverse, Lois was famously called the Key. Her death was the catalyst for the Nightmare timeline. That's a lot of pressure for a human. The DCU Lois is allowed to be a human being. She's important because she's a great journalist, not because she's a cosmic plot point. By making her less of a symbol and more of a person, her character becomes infinitely more interesting. We care about what she writes, not just what her death might trigger in a multiverse. Number 8. Professionalism. The DCU actually showcases the work of journalism. Rachel Brosnahan consulted with real journalists to prepare for the role, and it shows that in the DCU, we see her navigating a world where print media is struggling, showing her grit and determination to keep the truth alive. It's a modern take that feels authentic. In the DCEU, the Pulitzer Prize was mentioned often, but we rarely saw the legwork. In the DCU, the legwork is the character, the military background. The DCU explores Lois's relationship with her father, General Sam Lane, much more effectively. This background explains why she's so tough and why she isn't intimidated by authority, even if that authority is a man who can fly. This gives her a no-nonsense attitude that feels earned. She was raised by a general, which makes her the perfect person to handle a Superman. And finally, number 10, hope. The DCU is all about optimism, and Lois is the heart of that. While the DCEU Lois was often a source of grief or concern, the DCU Lois is Clark's partner in hope. She believes in a better tomorrow just as much as he does, but she fights for it with a pen instead of a cape. There you have it. 10 reasons why the DCU's Lois Lane is the upgrade we've been waiting for. Amy Adams did her best with the material she had, but Rachel Brosnahan's Lois feels like she stepped right off the comic book page and into our hearts. But what do you think? Are you a fan of the new punk rock Lois, or do you still prefer the more serious DCEU version? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more DCU updates. Until next time, stay intrepid.